Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We've got an exciting video for you today. If you saw the thumbnail, you know we're probably starting a new launch monitor here on the channel. We are going to be starting with the new Square Golf launch monitor. It's a device that's been out here for a few months, but from what I've seen in other reviews and some other videos, it seems to be a really good quality device. Seems to be very accurate, and it might even be like our new budget king. It might actually be a device that can dethrone what I would recommend as far as like the MLM2 Pro as far as the budget leader in the sim space here. So in this video today, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the application that they offer from Square Golf. Now that application you can use on an iOS device, on an Android device, or even download it and use it on your PC. So I think that's one of the great benefits is they give you a lot of flexibility on how you can run their software. And then inside of their software, they give you a lot of practice features that you can just use with the device. You don't have to have an additional subscription. There's no monthly, there's no yearly. I think that's a huge benefit to this device. And then they even offer some virtual golf courses, which we will kind of like try to go into and maybe demo for you today as well. And that's the only really kind of like renewed like paid subscription part to this, but it's not like a monthly or yearly. It is a simple kind of like credit based system, and we'll kind of touch on that a little bit as we get into the demo. All right, and in today's video, since we are going to kind of go through all of the features and things you can do inside of the Square Golf app, this video probably will be a little bit longer than the typical ones here on the channel. But we are going to try to see if we can't take you through everything that you kind of get with this device without having to go into any kind of third-party software. All right, so that's enough talking about a device. Let's jump into the demo and let's go ahead and get started and kind of show this thing off for you. So what we'll do real quick, we'll hop into one of the ranges. We're going to hit a couple of shots with a few irons. And then we'll probably hop back out. We'll go to the other range that they have, since they do have two. Maybe hit like a couple of drivers in that one just to kind of show you what that looks like. And then after we get through with the ranges, then we'll check out some of these other things like closest to the pin, maybe do a little putting practice, kind of show you that. And we might even go and play one of the virtual holes as well. So first things first, like before we start kind of like any session here, I've got the alignment stick down here on my mat, basically aligned to what I believe is straight or square. So first thing, we'll go into settings. We'll click on the target alignment, make sure that we're kind of set correctly. All right, and as we can kind of see, as it settles down, it's kind of got to set left, 0.1, it goes back to 0. I feel like that's kind of common. You might comment below what your experience is with this, if you can actually get it to kind of stay just level and steady, or if you kind of see it kind of bounce from 0 to 0.1, 0.2, that kind of sort of thing, because that's kind of what I've seen here. But it looks like we're as close as we're probably going to get to straight here. All right, so we've got the golf ball. We've got normal ball selected because we are going to use in this first range test. We're going to use the actual dotted square golf ball that it comes with the unit. And so when you look at spin measurement here, they give you like these two options. Standard is kind of what you're going to want to have selected if you are using basically the provided square golf ball. However, when we move up to the other range, we'll go into advanced. And that's where we actually see that you see the TaylorMade basically pick balls listed. And so we'll hit those when we go into the other range. All right, for now, we're going to choose standard because we are going to hit the standard square golf ball. So now we'll go back to home, go to driving ranges. We've got Bayport range selected. The camera is set to tracking, which means it's going to follow the ball in the air. And then as far as spin display, we've got it set to backspin, side spin. You could change this to total spin and spin axis, but we'll leave it on the actual backspin, side spin number for now. All right, so now we're just going to go and load in. And even on an iPad, I mean, it loads very quickly. So I think that the software is kind of designed to run on a lower power device. All right, so we got our first shot here. We got the ball in the designated area. We saw it disappear on the left-hand side, so we're ready for our first shot. So we're going to hit maybe like 2 shots here with a pitching wedge. We'll try to hit like a draw and then also hit a fade. And then we'll hit a couple with a 7-iron, and then we'll skip out to the next range. All right, so here's shot 1 with the pitching wedge. If I can get this to draw a little bit and hit it pretty decent, I think we should get a carry of about 130, 132-ish out of it. All right, so it looks like carry number we got there 128.7. We got 7,700 backspin. Got a little more draw spin on it than I probably wanted, but it's still, at least we went left, 2,000 side spin there. Launch direction was kind of a little bit to the left, and ball speed was right at 100 miles an hour. So I feel like, that was probably pretty accurate, what I felt. All right, so we got the ball recognized in there. Second shot with the pitching wedge here, we'll try to hit a little bit of a fade. All right, we're going to get less distance, obviously, because we're fading this one. So we ended up with a carry of 117.3. We had about 1,000 right spin on side spin there. Backspin was really close to the first shot. So we were at 7,700. This one was at 7,650. Ball speed was down just a little bit. Didn't get this one probably as well as I did with the draw. And so we ended up with that carry of 117.3. But, we did hit the fade. And I feel like that was probably what I felt. That's pretty accurate. All right, so now we've changed the clubs. We're going up to 7-iron. I'll try to hit one here as a draw. If I catch it pretty good, probably looking at a carry like 175, 180 ish, somewhere out there. All right, so not the greatest of contact, but it's decent. We've got 826 left spin on it, so we did hit a draw. We did start it just slightly left of center, so it really wasn't a push draw, but just more of kind of a straight draw. We ended up with 172.6 yards of carry, a little over 4,000 backspin, and a ball speed of 117.1. All right, so we're gonna hit our second shot here. We'll try to hit a fade. All right, quite a bit of fade spin, like 1,600 on this. We took quite a bit of distance off, but we got a 159.2 carry. So this one was really kind of just more of a straight fade, just kind of the opposite of what we hit with the last shot. Had ball speed of 116.7. Backspin was a little bit higher here. Definitely cost us some distance. So like I said, like if I'm drawing this, hitting this well, 7-iron, I'm usually carrying out there around 178, 180, 182, somewhere in there. But we only got 159. Do expect to lose some distance, hitting the fade. But that was probably a little bit too spinny. All right, so if we wanted to, up here at the top right corner of the range, you've got G mode. So if you just want data mode, you can toggle that switch there at the very top right hand side. So you can just look at this data view. I don't currently have the club stickers on my clubs, but we will be getting to that like as we continue to further test this unit. We will be adding those. Right now, we're just doing ball data. All right, so let's go into the other range and we'll hit a couple of drivers. As we go to quit and exit the range here, it looks like, they give us some options as far as here you can change how the camera's tracking. So if you wanted to stay kind of at the hitting location and actually just see the actual shot path of the shot from the area, you can do that. You can change your spin display as well. You can also save this session, or you could load into a session that you do have saved, which is really handy. All right, right now we're just going to quit back to the main menu. All right, so now we're going to change ranges and we're going to switch over to the TaylorMade TPX5 ball. So we're going to go into the new range. We're going to hit the TPX5 ball. We're going to hit just a couple of drivers just to kind of show you what that looks like. So real quick, we need to remember to go into settings, change our golf ball type from normal now that we've moved to the TPX5 to the premium ball. And so now we want to change to advanced in our spin measurement since that is what the TPX5 ball is listed under. So click OK there. Let's go back home. We'll go to ranges. We'll change from Bayport to Highland. We're going to change the camera to fixed this time so that it actually stays kind of more at the range or at the teeing area as opposed to following the golf ball. And then we'll leave the spin display set to the same at backspin and side spin. All right, and we'll load in. All right, so I've only hit probably a handful of drivers so far in my warm up. So I'm going to try to hit a draw and I'm going to try to hit a fade. So once we accomplish that, then we'll probably end this portion of the demo. But hopefully, if I can hit this pretty well, we can carry it out there like maybe 270, 280. All right, so here's shot one with the driver. Try to hit a draw here. Whoops. All right, decent contact. We drew that just like we wanted to there. Got a carry of 269, so kind of out there. Ball speed's down. Like I said, haven't really loosened up just yet, but we got 158.8. We started just slightly right of center, so we had a little bit of a push draw to this, and then we had 622 left side spin, and then a rollout of to 285.2. So I'd say, that felt pretty accurate as to what I felt off the face there. All right, so since we did accomplish the draw with shot one, we'll try to hit a fade here with shot two. This shouldn't go as far, so. Still pretty decent contact. Ball speed was down a little bit from the first shot with 155.6. We did hit a pull fade. We started the ball 4 degrees, 4.1 degrees to the left, and then we had 854 right spin on it. So we ended up with a 256.8 carry and then a rollout of 279.9. All right, and then as we continue to test out the device, I will add the club stickers onto my actual clubs so that we'll get this club data as well, like the path, the angle of attack, the D-loft, and the face to target. But for now, let's exit out of here. We're going to go back to the main menu. We'll go check out like basically closest to the pin real quick. Basically, you've got some distance modes here. You can set it to fixed. You can have it to where it increases as you go, or you can just set it to random. I kind of like random. So we'll select random, and then we'll set the distance here. Let's set it between, we'll set it between like 130 and 180. And then we've got green speed set to 10. We'll bump that to 11. Camera is set to fixed. Backspin, side spin is set to the same. All right, so we'll just go with that. All right, so quickly, it's kind of set us a distance to 175 yards. We can kind of see that we're on the left side of the green, or the pin is on the left side of the green there. So what we're going to do is we're going to select 175. We'll hit 7-iron, and hopefully just don't overcook it a little bit and go past the actual flag here. All right, so this is our first shot at 175 on the closest to the pin. We are still using the TaylorMade TPX5 pick ball. Little draw. Come on. Hold up, ball. Hold up. Might be too far. Ugh, yeah. It's kind of afraid of that. All right, so that was our first shot. We ended up 12.6 yards to the hole. Got a hold of that 7-iron a little bit. I probably should have tried to hit a fade just to kind of keep the distance off of that, but we didn't. So now on the second shot, it's moved us to 160-yard target. The pin location has moved a little bit. Let's see if we can change the camera. We'll go to tracking so we can actually watch the ball kind of fly up to the green there. All right, so now our second shot, 160 yards. I've got 8-iron in hand. So hopefully we can get this one actually on the green. A little bit left. Yeah, cooked that one a little bit too. Just a little bit long. All right, so now on this one, we've moved the pin to the front of the green, but it's actually moved us back a little bit to 165. So I'm going to stick with this 8-iron. We'll hit one more of these here. Hopefully I can get one of these on the green. I think we should be good. Should be good distance there. Oh, just barely snuck on, but at least we made it. A little bit right of the flag. Looks like we're about 6.7 yards. So roughly about 20 feet from the hole on that last shot. All right, so I do like this. I do like when you can randomize the distance and it makes you grab different clubs. I think that's a great way to warm up before maybe you play a virtual round, just because it kind of challenges you not to just sit there at the range and hit the same club over and over and over and get that feel. So I definitely highly recommend doing this. All right, let's jump back out here real quick to the main menu. We'll go into putting practice. We'll leave it at, let's say, yeah, 15 feet's fine. Distance mode's fixed. Actually, let's just go increasing. Yeah, 5 to 50 feet. We got green speed at 11. Camera is tracking. We'll load into that. All right, so it has started us out here at 5 feet, and it will increase after each shot. So we'll take you through a few of these here to kind of show you. I will say I don't really like putting off of my hitting mat because it's a little bit coarser, so it's not a great feel. That's why I have basically this old putting mat on a 1x6 board here that I typically putt off of, or you've seen me putt off of in the past. However, whenever I go to try to get the ball to line up on that, it will not pick it up. So for whatever reason, I don't know if anybody else has had this issue. If you have, please leave a comment down below and let me know. But it seems like when you're hitting off of dark turf with the square, it has a real problem locking onto the actual ball. So we'll putt from over here for now, and we'll just kind of run through a few of these putts real quick. Show you what this putting practice looks like. Pulled it and cranked it. All right, so very poor effort on the first one. You got to remember not to try to hit it very hard. And that's kind of what I learned with my GC2 and trying to put off this mat is that you want to put it a little bit harder because it takes a little bit more to get going. But that camera is reading just like the initial foot and a half of the ball. So if you really come out with speed, just try to get it through what you would essentially think you're putting through the fairway or through the like fringe, in a sense, you're really kind of costing yourself there. Looks like we're just outside the box. All right, now we're locked on. Let's try this 10-foot putt. Hopefully, much better effort here. All right, so we made one. Looks like we pulled that one 0.2 to the left still. And that's another thing if you don't have a really good quality surface putting off of. Um, you get a lot of wear here from where I'm hitting the ball with the club a lot of times. So that grass gets bent in different ways. So if it just kind of moves left or move right initially, just because of the turf you're putting off of, it can cause a read kind of like that as well, to where it kind of bumps it left and bumps it right. All right, so here's our third one at 15 feet. Again, we pulled it just a little bit to the left, a little bit too much, burnt the edge there. Another 5 feet, 20 feet here. Push that one to the right, and did not get that there. All right, so now we backed up to 25 feet. Go ball, go ball. Ah, again, left it short. That one at least we hit straight and had on line. All right, we're locked on 30 feet. Pulled that one. All right, 35 feet. See if we can actually get one there. All right, good speed on this one. Still, I think would have came up just short if we would have been on line. Now we're at 40 feet. Shows that I pulled that one. However, like looking at this forward mat and where it went into the screen, I really do feel like that one was a little bit straighter than that. So again, like I said before, it could be hitting something here in this mat that's cutting, causing the ball just to wiggle left or right initially. All right, so now we're all the way back to 50 feet. I still feel like that kind of finished just to the right of that initial line, but we had really good speed on that putt. Um, we will do a future video where we kind of test out putting against like my GC2 device, and we'll kind of line them up together, and then we'll kind of actually see how accurately we feel like the square golf is actually reading. So just like I was saying in the randomized practice, basically on the closest to the pin, I really do think that that's kind of valuable, just because you're not hitting the same putt, the same shot, whatever, over and over. Same thing here. You kind of want to randomize it or at least increase your distance so you're not just hitting the same putt over and over. Now, if you want to gauge your distance and you're trying to figure out what a 5-foot putt is, what a 10-foot putt is, then sure, then repeat the same distance over and over and over again. Just try to get that feel. But once you kind of think that you have that feel, maybe before you go out to a virtual course like we're about to do and go play a hole, maybe do a randomizer on both closest to the pin and then also on the putting green here. All right, so now we're going to back out here to the main menu. We are going to go to the game section. It's just us. We'll play with basically light wind. Choose a course here. So we'll select Midtown Golf Club here. We'll go okay. All right, we'll leave the green speed at 11. And we're, like I said, we're just going to go out here and maybe play a hole. We'll do more of this course play kind of in future videos. We just kind of want to show you what this looks like. And this is kind of one of the things, like when you buy the unit, you get a card to redeem for 1,000 credits. Basically, whenever you go to start the game section of this, it's going to check to see how many credits you have. And I do believe if you're going to play 18 holes, you have to have at least 18 credits in your account to start. However, this isn't really that expensive. I believe it's like $20 for another like 1,000 credits or whatever. So you can play quite a bit. Unlike a lot of other launch monitors that kind of force you into a subscription yearly fee to have access to through their course play software. This is kind of more of a pay-as-you-go kind of model. And today we're doing all of this from the iPad. But one of the great things I think that Square does is they offer the same software. You can run it from your PC. So if we feel like we need a little bit more graphical power, we will probably do some of the course play videos. We'll run them from the PC just so you can kind of see what that looks like, and we'll see if we can't do like a little comparison side by side. All right, so it's got us like 320 from the green here. All right, so one thing that maybe they can improve upon is like you're choosing your line. Like on most softwares nowadays, you can, like, if it's touchscreen like this is right now, you can click on the menu map like where you want to set your aim point. But here you can't do that, and everywhere you touch, whether it's the left or right side of the iPad, the screen is going to move it left or right just a little bit. So we'll we'll tap here to kind of go maybe right over that bunker, and hopefully we can hit a good driver and keep this in play. All right, so we're locked on here. See if we can't hit a good drive, get off the tee here. All right, worked out pretty well. We are in the fairway. All right, so not a bad drive off the first hole here. We got 36.1 yards left. Looks like the green kind of slopes back to front and right to left here. So we might try to play this out to the right just a little bit and see if we can't get this up there kind of close. Hmm, not a great effort. I mean, we got it on the green, and we are putting for at least a birdie here. All right, so this is our kind of first putt on course play. So we can kind of see from the green format that it looks like we are putting up the hill slightly. We've got a little bit of right to left break. We're going to see kind of how you aim. It looks like same concept as the rest of the hole. You just tap to move just incrementally left or right on the left side or the right side of the iPad here. All right, so we're just going to line it up just right edge, 18 feet, slightly up the hill. I can't start off any better than that, I guess. Made a putt. Looks like we're getting an automatic replay. Center of the cup. Couldn't ask for a better one, honestly, on the first one. And so then it just kind of shows you your scorecard view, and then it kind of moves you along onto the second hole. All right, and like I said, we are going to get into more of the course play demo stuff. I probably will run them from my PC just to see if we get a much better graphical experience than what we're getting from. I don't have iPad Pro here. This is just a 9th gen, just regular standard iPad. So we'll kind of take a look in future videos, like what the difference in graphics maybe will be between running it on the PC and this device. But for now, let's kind of go out here. We are going to quit. And then as you can kind of see up there on the top left-hand corner by my username, it has me with 999 credits. So it's not that it deducted an automatic like 18 from me as soon as I started the round. It only deducted the number of credits for the holes that I actually played. All right, and then another thing that's going to be coming kind of in the future is going to be like the multi-game, so that you can maybe play, with some people online. So be looking forward to like when they actually launch that mode. All right, and then real quick, like I was talking about, like the reload of the credits. If you go into your account, you get this option down here by your credit status. If you want to charge, you can hit charge down there by your credit area, and then like I was saying earlier, your best price you can buy another 1,000 credits or 1,000 holes for $20 basically. One of the things that I really like about this so far is like when you go to the notifications, this is kind of where they're going to always make you aware if there's an update and kind of what all has come out since the update. So we're looking at a device that has really only been around now for the better part of like 2 to 3 months, and you can already see that we've had multiple app updates. So even though we've only had the device has really only been out for the most part for like basically 3 months now, we've essentially had 8 to 9 either app or firmware updates. And so the development for this device is like on a rapid track to the extent of like the Garmin R10 when it first came out. It improved so much in that first 9 months to a year. The same thing with the MLM2 Pro. That first year was really critical because there were a lot of bugs at initial launch, especially when you launch new hardware or a new device like this. So that the feeling that they are really committed to updating this and giving you new features like so quickly is really promising. We've already seen them come out, and we'll show this on the channel too. Like, it's integrated now with GS Pro, so you can play GS Pro. It's integrated with E6, and then most recently, I believe, like, you actually has integrated with Awesome Golf, which is one of probably my more favorite practice softwares to use. So we will probably be showing all of those coming up on the channel in future videos. So stay tuned for those. But this right now is looking like, as long as the accuracy is there, and we are going to test that out in the next video against the GC2. But as long as the accuracy is there, this could basically be the new budget king and be better than the MLM2 Pro. All right, guys, that's going to do it for our kind of first look video here with the Square Golf Launch Monitor. If you got anything out of this content or like the video, make sure to give the video a like. We are going to make several more videos with this launch monitor. So if there's anything specific you would like to see me do, please leave a comment or whatever down there in the section below. I'll try to get to them as many of them as I can, and we'll try to incorporate as much as we can into the upcoming demo videos for this device. Again, I'd like to thank y'all for watching the video. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.